And if you get...
Oh, but we're live already. Did you know that? Oops. Everybody, and welcome.
Who's got the music playing on YouTube in the background?
That's the show.
I know what it is. Who's
and I don't have a window
Somebody's
open.
got
not
YouTube open.
We're not hearing it now. Okay, anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Season 6, episode 10 of Drone Therapy, an evening with Billy Kyle. Somebody told me that sounded kind of creepy. But anyway, no, what was it? I was supposed to add something to it. It was going to make it creepy. What was it supposed to say, Brian?
An intimate evening with Billy Kyle.
That would make it creepy.
Light.
In your pajamas?
That would make it
pajamas. Yeah, that would make
your
it
bunny
creepy.
slippers.
So anyway, he's going to be here at the top of the hour. Yes, I know he's not here right to begin with. Oh, there goes my daughter. And I wanted to say, we're going to roll through real quick and see who else here. Jay Bird at the top of the list. Chris Wedgeworth, Matt Bagwell, Drone Shots, Jody, how you doing? Lake Pilot, who was making a joke and he was talking about, why do I feel like I'm previewing an old Western? And everybody that's talked to me knows that I've been watching Yellowstone, right? And of course, they put out the prequel 1883, which are heavy duty, like Yellowstone. 1883 is like a heavy duty Western, and then Yellowstone is like a neo Western, kind of a Western set in modern day. And Kevin Costner's a badass, and that's just Rip, man, Cole Hauser, he'd be making his daddy wings really proud. Anyway, so I'm talking about bullshit and talking. Hey, how you doing? My wife came in belching. Did y'all hear that? It was not me.
That's awesome.
That belch was not me. What? What do you mean it's not you? Come on, the mic's pointed towards you.
She didn't do it, Bill.
And I know that fart wasn't you either, right?
That's right. I'm waiting for the hand to come across the screen.
Now, anyway, Lake Pilot, Andrew Silver Fox, Travel Tech 360, Robbie, good to see you. Steven Drones, Colvaction, Jack Rabbit, FPV, Scott, good to have you in the house, sir. Leonard Oglesby, good to see you, sir. BMAX Aerial Visuals. Let's see. Artco Drone Solutions. Let's see. Any Dronalist. Max Air 420, Erica K. Old Farts with Drones. There's, I can see Jade Bird again. Flying Flynn Media. John in the house. Good to see you. Angel Chichi. I want to say Planels or Planels?
Planels. You got it right.
Planels. All right. Recovery Drones. Dre, good to see you, sir. Glad to have you in the house. Anybody that I missed? Ron's usually in here to point it out. He sent a message. He's like, I'm going to be late, everybody. Greg Pittman, I haven't looked yet, so I don't know for sure if that's what it says. Drone Views Media. Alan, good to have you, sir. Let me look at this message, and then I'm going to throw it off to Chuck next and see what you're up to. Go, Chuck.
Hey, everybody. Bill, thanks for having me on. I just popped up another video last few days with Lori. We are in Scotland again. So if you like castles, you might like this one. There's a little bit of a history lesson. You might learn a little bit of pub Gaelic. And what are we going to talk about tonight? Are we going to talk about the Mavic 3? Ooh, I'm full screen. Wow, look at that. Full screen. Mavic 3 maybe. GPS maybe. Maybe.
And who you want to throw to next?
I'm going to throw it to Angel.
Angel. Oh, wow. What's up with you, sir?
Well, nothing much. It's a beautiful Wednesday evening in Seattle. If we weren't doing this, I'd probably be up in the sky right now trying to get the sunset. But
it's cold, man. I'm telling you, it's cold.
Yes, it is. And I usually put a hat on and my jacket, and I'm out there flying, trying to get the sunset. So
I had the backyard on fire, man. The backyard on fire. I actually have, and I shot slow-mo footage with the Mavic 3. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see. And also I see Johnny Drone Flyer is in the house. Maddie's Drone World is also in the house. Ron Brown is here also. Ron just stepped in. He normally will catch me up with all this. Let's see. We got everybody here. All right. Let me. Oh, wow. Check this out. There's now a little thing up here. Like if you forget and you don't have to scroll all the way back to find the comment that you had locked. There's a little thing at the top that says now hide that comment. Nobody had told me. Oh, dude, that's neat. That's cool. We got all kinds of new bells and whistles. All right. Text. I can see Mike Wright's in the house. Text Arch Drone Guy. All right. So here's the deal. We're going to talk a little bit about the Mini 3. We're going to talk a little bit about the GPS issues. Billy's supposed to be coming in at the top of the hour. So you all have your questions ready here on the panel. And also, I'm going to do my best not to run my mouth as much as usual, which is going to be really fucking hard.
How's that possible?
So anyway, and I'm going to try to field as many questions as possible from the chat.
Do or do not.
The guys are going to be talking to Billy, and I'm going to be trying to do the chat. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Okay. With that being said, we've already had Angel, and he's telling us what's going on in Seattle. Ron just popped in. We got Bob left. So I'm going to run over to Ron. What's up with you?
Well, I'm at you see a new background. I'm on the road here. I'm in Jupiter, Florida. I'm actually doing an outdoor. This is like
snowbird
alert. This is kind of outdoor, like screened-in porch or whatever. So I'm a great outdoors thing, Bill.
It's a lanai.
The lanai, that's right.
It's the lanai.
Lanai.
Yes.
But
that's a classy word, Bob. Thank you.
Oh, Bob.
My faves. Little Mai Tai on a lanai.
We got the good laugh with Bob.
I'm looking like the Travelocity gnome tonight.
Nice.
Nice. I think they should hire me, but I just posted a new video here yesterday, and if anybody's gone out there and seeing it, we went on the north end of Las Vegas, and there's a site that I actually did some web work for, where they found woolly mammoths, and it's now a national protected area there. They have to stop building, houses in that neighborhood. But I went over there and flew over that neighborhood, and we're celebrating our 6,000 members of Old Farts. Awesome. Yesterday, we had member 6666 showed up yesterday.
Oh.
I'm not telling anybody who that is.
All right, and over to Brian.
How come my screen goes blank every time he turns it on to me? I don't see nothing.
You're full screen though, baby.
Well,
yeah,
that's pretty
Brian
bad.
vision.
It could like we can tell that like you have some form of green screen behind you,
Sort of.
Yeah,
and your
Sorta.
assistant is adjusting the screen.
yeah,
Yes.
he is.
The screen is moving behind you.
Yeah.
Your furry four-legged assistant is adjusting the screen.
Down there, nah, I can't make him from this angle.
There we go.
Oh,
is
we
my
got
high
two
spike
cameras.
angle.
You show off.
Behind the scenes there.
This
All
is
right,
my
all
high
you
spike
people out
angle.
there have camera envy.
Saturday night, I'll be playing music from right here, and I'm gonna wear a skull cap or something. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Are you DJing?
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna try a new format.
let's see how these goes.
What kind of
Okay,
music?
that's better.
What kind of music do you play, Brian?
50s and 60s. There is no
Okay.
other.
Okay, you
For
be like
70s and
old-time
80s,
rock
man.
and roll, or-
So that means you got Grateful Dead music playing.
Yeah.
That's the after show stuff.
80s.
Oh,
It's not 80s. It doesn't matter.
how about? Well, no, that's not 60s. Because I've been really getting into Marshall Tucker again.
Well,
here
without
lately.
the 60s, there'd be
Yeah.
the 70s.
Anybody else like Marshall Tucker?
Well, I used to like them in the 70s.
What the hell? You mean you used to like them in the 70s?
I don't know who Marshall Tucker
I mean,
is.
I haven't, got a Marshall Tupperware. I'm out for years.
Oh, I just ask her. I just go, hey,
Ron, can't you see?
yes,
Can't you see?
exactly.
All
right.
Hey, Brian, you remember LPs?
12
How many
inches,
people here
baby.
remember Ice Milk?
Vinyl came back, Ron.
Anyway,
Made a
we're
comeback.
squirrel.
Vinyl is back big.
We're going squirrel
I know, I
early.
never got
we
rid
gotta
of
stop.
mine.
We gotta stop. We're going
Yeah.
squirrel early. Okay, first subject, Mavic, the Mini 3. Okay, now I've heard discussion. I didn't get to see it. I had heard mention on Johnny Drone Flyer's show, the Fly for Fun show earlier. They were discussing some points that you had brought up last night on Bill the Drone Reviewer's show, Ron. And I want to throw this out here for you guys. This is what I've come up with all on my own. So I think what people haven't picked up on, maybe not, the gimbal is set differently. It's set so that the standard format is vertical, up and down. And I've already been calling it the Insta-Top drone. So it shoots in vertical.
drone?
It shoots in
drone?
vertical. It shoots in vertical by default. If
19.6?
you look, the gimbal is mounted sideways in the housing, so
I'm
that
already
it
not
shoots.
interested.
It's okay. Now you can change it so it will change it so that you will get it. I think you'll be able to change it and get a vertical shot. I mean,
So
a horizontal
Mavic
shot.
Pro did that. Remember, you could rotate in the portrait
Yeah,
mode,
right,
but it wasn't
right.
default. You'd have to rotate it.
But I
Yeah.
think this one's going to be default that way, and it's
Why?
also going to be able so that it's going to be so where you can shoot upwards like the Parrot. We all have seen that where you can actually look upwards. It is going to be a
Just
3-axis
interested all
gimbal.
of
It's
a
just going to
sudden.
be weird the way it sits in there. And the controller that we all see with the screen is just that gray controller that's standard with, the cheap version of the Mavic 3, the Air 2S.
So
And all
one
it
wheel.
is the
Just the
innards
one
of
wheel.
that controller with its screen. That's it. Because we have all bitched for so many years that DJI needed to put some kind of screen in the controller because we got sick and tired of having to take our phone out of the cone case, plug in the cable, then put it back in. Then if we got a call, oh God, I forgot to silence the calls. Oh shit. So now they've done that. They've finally listened to us and made the controller that we want.
It's
Although
not
they
really
should
the
have
controller we want. Where's the other dial on it? It only has one dial on the right side. Where's the
you
dial
pay
on the
more
left?
for the smart controller. You pay less for the dumb controller with the screen.
Whatever. It's still. Now, what about the Mavic 3 guys that jumped in early?
What if
they're not going to have the screen? They're going to be kind of upset, aren't they?
Well, I see. The thing about it is that's a different horse. Let's ride on this one for a little while. Okay,
I'm just saying, man.
that's a
Like,
different
I mean,
horse.
I bought
Let's
the
ride on this one
RC
for-
Pro for my Disturbed
Okay, but
Mavic
here's the
3,
thing.
but-
Uh-huh.
Okay, what do you all think of what I'm saying, Ron? What are you coming up with?
I mean, basically everything we talked about, was pure speculation. So your speculations, maybe a little bit more interesting than our speculation. So no, I mean, I can definitely go with everything you just said. I mean, I was a lot of doubt.
I'll get a picture. Let me get it. I'll get the picture. What's his name? Shit. What is it? Drones and what's the guy that has the picture?
This
Yeah, I
is the same
forget.
rendering we saw before that's clearly BS. That
Well,
one?
as far as the
diagram, Chuck, they had the other story that has the
those
drawn-out
two
diagram.
the color rendering
Yeah.
and the line art part
Yeah.
of that, those are in essence the same file. I've been a
Yeah,
graphic designer
Yeah.
for 40 years. There is nothing different from one to the other.
Right.
One is just a rasterized version, and one is a
Okay.
line art, is a wireframe version, but they're the same exact drawing,
Pull it up.
whether it's DJI's drawing or some, enterprising 3D artist drawing.
Who was that dude that had that damn picture?
I forget the guy. I mean, of course, the C11, leaked the real photo, and then the other guy, whose name we can't.
There it
think of,
is.
Had that other
Is that
story.
really a real photo? I just have my
Well,
doubts.
the thing about it is,
But-
it's here. Hang on.
It's
I want
a
you
rendered
to
image. It's not a photo.
It looks
right. It's
Okay.
just like if you go into something that's
It's a cartoon.
Oh God, Chuck. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
Comic.
hey, let me clarify this, Bill.
Comic.
You
Go for it,
can't
go for
tell
it.
cartoons
What
from
Chuck
cartoons
say,
anymore.
I mean, the rumor is, Chuck, that when these leaks come out, they're not allowed to leak, kind of like the real stuff right away. It's got to be distorted or maligned in a way that
Okay,
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is
Yes.
that it looks cartoonish to you is on purpose. That's what it is, Chuck.
so
they purposely distort it because they
The
don't want it to be
Mavic,
too
the
accurate.
Mavic 3 drawings that initially came out were also a rendered image like
Right.
this.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
it
So you
looks
all
like
can
looks like a sand person in that shot.
hang on. But you see what I'm talking about here? Look over here. Can you see my cursor? You see the mechanism for the gimbal?
Yeah.
It's over here.
Yeah.
It's over here on the side. It's
Yeah.
not mounted in the back like it normally is or hanging underneath. It's on the side in this arm.
I
You
don't
see this?
Yeah.
And this camera can rotate. Look at it. Look how small it is. I don't know
but
if
it looks like it's going to default to 16 by 9 as it should.
right.
I mean,
yeah.
19 by 6 should be possible like the Mavic Pro, but that for all of us people that care about being making real stuff and not
Yeah.
TikTok
Oh.
crap.
Not being
I
TikTok
think that's
superstars.
proper, right? If it's 16 by 9, 19 by 6 is improper TikTok.
Dude, okay. No, I can see there's a housing on the other side though. But it looks
Chuck, if it's a TikTok video, you can scale in from a 4K frame without a problem. I mean, so they wouldn't have to actually physically rotate the camera to give you that vertical version.
True, but there's a big compromise when you do that. You know that, Bob. It's
of course.
Yeah,
I've done it with my stuff.
plus you guys aren't considering.
But it's TikTok.
If you're trying to capture the video, if you can seat it 9 by 16, that'll help you frame it better as you're taking the video
I'll take the
too.
ground color.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you do want to do something like TikTok-ish or the 1 minute shorts,
Instagram,
for YouTube, you're gonna want the 19 by 6 natively,
Vertical,
like you said,
right.
Yeah.
because that way you're gonna have the full screen filled. But it's still a stupid format.
I agree. It'll be a feature.
It's this format. That's what it is.
We know who it's
What's up,
for,
bro? I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was in here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just you don't go to movies and watch movies that way, do you? So it's never right.
The stats I'm telling
that's only
clients.
possible because of the native format of the phone. That's the only.
That's just because the people that use the phone are too lazy to turn it 90 degrees, so it's proper.
Yeah.
No, the statistics are right now. It's at 72% of all web browsing is done on a phone. So the the market
for your format, right?
Distribution.
Fine. I mean,
the market for this distribution is the phone. I mean,
I'll never agree with it though, gentlemen. I'll never agree with it because when I surf on my phone, I hold it just like you guys are holding the phone upright, 19.6. But when I go to watch something on YouTube, I go, whoop.
What do you guys in the chat think?
Chuck, but you're not consideration. If you're a hipster, you got to have your latte in this hand and your phone in this hand. You can't be doing this or whatever.
You can still do it. Sure, you can. I can have freaking a beer in one hand and hold my phone sideways in the other. It's like
I have the magnet
that's
mount
cool,
in my
Chuck.
car.
That's
I can just
cool.
twist it when I'm in the car. Just twist
what
it on
you
the
saying
magnet
is
mount.
that I can't drink my latte and hold my phone at the same time.
Well, you can't hold a landscape at the same time. It could fall out of your hand.
Screw being cool. It's overrated. Cinematic. Cinematic is where it's at.
I guess one of the
Not
things
cool.
about,
Too bad.
the video compilation is you want everyone to shoot it in horizontal because clearly I've had other people send me videos for nutrition projects and they send things vertical, and then it's really painful to.
Yeah.
The Batmobile Mini RC. Oh my god!
No way. Want that thing?
The Batmobile Mini RC. My grandkids are like, "Grandpa, open it up." No.
Why not? You bought two, right? One to open and one to keep for posterity.
I couldn't
play
get
with.
but one. I thought I was going to have to beat that 6-year-old within an inch of his life.
How did you get that one then?
No, seriously. No, I just I saw it sitting on top of the shelf, and I was like, I thought for a minute it was just a display.
It
was just
you thought, yes.
I thought it was just a display, right?
Oh,
and
yes.
I looked around
You
and
will
I
be
saw
mine.
the section where they were supposed to be, and all I was thinking was that another person, taller person, kind of like me, had seen that one was the last one and had taken it off the hook and had setting it up on top of the shelf. So I was like, oh, that will go in my cart before someone returns. So yeah, I snagged it and brought it home. I haven't messed with it at all yet.
Did anybody buy the Batmobile that was in the Yes. That's thank you. There's somebody
Amen to
else who
that.
agrees. There's somebody else who agrees with me too, and he's made it quite vocal, and that would be Mr. Ken Herron. He says 19:6 format is kind of like anything that's not epidemic sound. Crap.
I guess Ken's not too big on TikTok, huh?
He doesn't have to waste his time with TikTok. He's already big enough. He doesn't need that.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to
small-time
give
stuff.
Bill. I didn't see that Bill Hooper Outdoors wasn't a moderator yet.
Ron, do you do TikTok or TikTok?
TikTok.
Well, I do like TikTok. I do like TikTok.
You do
but,
TikTok
well,
videos like dances and
Well,
stuff?
I always say that. I said I never get on TikTok because the music's real loud. A bunch of kids.
Only when the wife tells me to.
Now I'm officially old when I said TikTok instead of TikTok.
Yeah.
No, only when the wife tells me to.
But
I have 3 or 4 TikTok videos up. One is me flying the drone out, but the other 3 are teenagers dancing behind me. I'm Santa Claus, and that's my TikTok career.
Have they gone viral yet, Bob?
No.
Hey, in all seriousness, Chuck, Air Photography, you're familiar with his YouTube channel. He got on TikTok and he's almost at 1 million subscribers already.
Wow.
Air photography, the guy only shows his hands?
Yeah.
Sean's actually shown his face.
When?
He doesn't dance.
He's been on
got 1 million.
Philly Drone Life a bunch of times. We've all seen Sean.
No, I meant his videos though. His videos are always his hands.
Yeah.
It's always like all you see is you don't see
close up.
I can't hide, but you know what I mean. It's always the hands.
He has
hand close ups.
He has 1 or 2 where he's seen. He has 1 or 2 videos where he's seen.
I like his videos. They're very informative and everything. It's just it's kind of a bummer you never really get to see.
Oh, wait a
him.
minute.
Short to the point.
Erica's been here a while.
Hey, Chuck, I think my channel would be much bigger if I didn't show my face too, probably.
Wait, big water. Okay, keep going.
I think my channel.
But no,
Lori,
I haven't
me.
I haven't become a TikTok.
Oh, no shit.
star yet.
Damn it, Adrian, shh, be quiet. I had to give TJ's I had given him one already, and Adrian's like, hey, you didn't give him one, man. And then I took it away, and then I had to give it back because I was listening to Adrian.
Huh?
Adrian! I did it for
Thank
you!
you, Rocky. Thank you,
Yeah, Rocky. There's our Rocky reference for tonight.
Okay, so
Hey, Bill, I was on. I don't know what show I was on. I was on some show, and we mentioned like Galileo, and they went to the whole Galileo route.
Galileo, Figaro.
I don't have Keith here to do the false note thing. I can't do it anymore.
Bill. They're singing it on other shows too.
Can't do it.
Thing
Keith
about
can
it
hit those high notes.
is I'm telling you, if here in like a week or so, if DJI comes out with an update, and it's because Galileo finally got all the satellites certified, and the system is up fully operational now. And then
gonna eat his
I
words.
swear. But the thing about it is you watch some other channel will get credit. Everybody be like, "Shut up, Bill! Shut up!"
You don't really have to worry about that happening because the
that,
probability of that happening is slim to effing none.
See, here we go again. He's still doing it, even though now
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see Galileo go hot.
But
with
weren't
these
you on the
DJI
last
drones,
show
but
saying, I don't think it can be fixed with a firmware update?
So I've noticed this past week that the satellites are connecting a little faster.
Yep.
You must be getting all the bandwidth because I can't get shit on my Mavic 3.
Well,
it takes like
it's
10
been
minutes to get
cloudy
10.
and foggy.
Literally 10 minutes. to get
Maybe
10.
they're all just clustered on this side of the
Yeah,
planet.
yeah,
right
they're
now,
all
Angel.
they've
Depends
all
on
like
the,
they've all left New York. Like most of the residents in New
They're
York.
all kind of
have left
hanging
all the
over there, kind
satellites
of keeping
and
an eye
left
on
and gone
things, you know.
So I've had
No,
like
no.
3 minutes, which is much better than 8 to 10.
Oh my
Yeah, I
god,
was
I'm so
getting
thrilled
2.5.
with 3 minutes. Right now, seriously, 10 minutes. I have 10 satellites. That's all I have.
I got a 3-minute
I've
connection
tried, like,
You
today.
need 12 to take off.
We need
You
12.
can
You
take
still-
off earlier.
12
You
to
can
take
take off
off.
with 8. You can take off, 7 or 8.
I'm telling you, boys, I'm not taking off before 12 because when I flew the Mavic 3 with 12 and it dropped down to 11, it wanders a little bit. I don't know.
Right, but usually what
Wandering.
happens, you can take off at, like he was saying, 7 or 8, and it'll
7,
limit you to what, like 90
98
feet.
feet. 98 feet.
So 7
And
or
it
8
goes real
satellites
slow,
takes my
yeah.
Mavic 3 about 8 minutes to get.
Wow.
Yeah, right now.
Wow.
I've done it 3 times this week. I
Listen, Justin.
Justin knows. He and I have talked about this pile of crap known as the Mavic 3, and like he knows.
Who am I missing? Crypto. Wait a minute.
He knows how burned up I am with it because it's ridiculous, man. So really, if the firmware comes out and sorts it out, then hooray! Because
I wonder how many people are pissed off because they're like, Billy's not here yet, and I was like, no, he won't be here till 6. But I asked him because he's like, oh, dude,
You
no, I'm
have to
good.
listen to us.
He's no. He's like, I'm good, man. I'm dusting off the mic. I was like, as long as you don't tell me you're going to take a nap.
Hey, Angel,
Yeah,
you've been
remember
flying around the
last time
he's
he's
at night again.
Don't you remember the couple times ago? What was it? 2 times ago, right, Ron? Remember he
Yeah.
slept through it. He missed it to the show completely. And he was like, "Oh man, I took a
He
nap."
said he overslept.
I was like, "You were telling the old guys that you took a nap." Okay, but he was
Hey,
thinking that.
it happens to the best of us.
yeah, he needs his beauty sleep.
Well, the thing about it is I don't know what it is. It's like where you're older. Fuck, I'm going squirrel already. Well, it's just because we've already. I don't want to get into the GPS subject until he gets here.
Right.
No,
Really
Ray, I
heavy
am
duty.
not chatting with DJI. I reached out to Drone Nerds where I purchased it from, and they have not gotten back to me. But now there's a rumor. Well, we can talk about this soon. But there's
No, we can. I'll go ahead. Keep talking. Go
okay.
ahead.
Well, you found it, Bill. You shared it with me earlier. That drone
XL. I think it's
Drone XL had a blurb where it seems DJI has admitted that there's an issue with the GPS, and they said they will fix it with firmware. It is not hardware. And this all seems believable to me because my drone takes forever to get 8 satellites. But if I turn it off and wait a couple minutes and turn it back on as if I'm doing a battery swap, those 8 come right back. They come right back. So
okay, here we are on dronexl.co. The
That's the
DJI
one,
Mavic
yeah, she
3
showed me
issue
earlier.
will be fixed with a firmware update soon, Drone Maker
you
says.
scroll down and it talks about how it's not hardware. They say specifically that it is not hardware in big bold print.
So
Well,
did they have
See
multiple
right there.
GPS
The DJI Mavic 3
radios in
GPS.
this?
Sorry, Bob.
Oh,
You have
okay.
a-
Go
a
ahead.
fellow drone
I was saying,
enthusiast
did they
right
make
here.
it with multiple radios?
I do not believe so.
Sorry, I was
The
answering.
software would just.
It doesn't work with GLONASS because they got booted off of that.
I'll do it just for my kids and their future. I'm sorry. Sorry. DJI support has acknowledged the issue. You can see right here, he forwarded it to Hay, who actually runs Drone XL. And it says, he's saying that they admit to it. We're truly sorry about the received GPS issue. Our relevant team is working hard to resolve this issue by updating firmware. Unfortunately, we don't have a specific date for the update time, but I'd like to see the date on when they sent him this email.
Yeah, me too. But I'm just glad that they've acknowledged it and that there's a possible fix and that it's not hardware based. And I didn't think it was hardware based anyway. It's just a matter of locking in on the birds.
Hey, Bill, can I ask you a question? What do you think there's any possibility that the Mini 3 comes out with the same satellite issues that the Mavic 3 has?
It's kind of the same problem.
Because DJI still doesn't have the license to access GlassNOS.
That's right. That's the root.
So that's going to be there the whole time.
Yeah,
But
the other
here's the
drones are
thing.
grandfathered in, right, Bill? The other one, like the Air 2S, the Air 2,
Right.
the Mini 2,
Oh, wait,
the
here's
Mavic
your-
2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom.
He
They're
should
all-
be here anytime now. I'm hoping.
Okay. Okay,
I'm-
folks,
I'm-
don't go anywhere. Billy is coming. Just go get it. Go get a
He's-
soda. and some
he's
chips, and he will be
online.
here.
He's online. At least that's what his computer says.
He has a green dot.
Wait,
I
keep. Go ahead.
I was saying, speaking of computers, what did you think of that new computer Apple announced yesterday?
I want it bad. I've had wet dreams about it. I've already talked about it beforehand.
Okay.
Oh God, now he's offline again. He's gone. I'm like,
boy.
I've had.
this is gonna be
It
like,
certainly makes my 2019 iMac look like crapola. That's for sure. You know.
Oh, speaking of that, Bob, did you see also in more news, Apple has discontinued the 27-inch iMac?
yeah, because
Oh,
I want
yeah?
you to go buy that damn big.
Yep, no more 27-inch
Studio.
iMac.
New ones
Only-
where it's
only
DJI
the
is going to
smaller
launch their
one.
own. Akira show might have
Wow.
something there. DJI is going to launch their own satellites.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well,
It's a splendid idea.
Will that be a spy
I think the
satellite?
solution. Yeah.
What?
So
DJ.
I was going to say the solution to DJI is let Apple buy them.
Well, the thing about it is DJI already has their own satellites. They're called Beidou, and they're Chinese, and they're military, and they run two ways. That's what part of the problem is. Wait. There's
Man,
no
so much politics right now with the satellites and everything.
Wait.
Hey, I think I know
So-
that guy.
Look, Billy,
we've really been going bananas over the.
Since when do you wear Mickey Mouse ears like me, Billy? What's up with that, man?
Since I left my AirPods in my car,
Oh,
so I put these on.
you look nerdy like me. Well, you know,
Jarvis is jamming, man.
we are.
What's going on?
Oh well, have already been discussing the Mini 3, and I think I dumbfounded everybody with my theory of how the gimbal seems to be mounted on the side, and it's going to I even said something. I was as bold as to say it's going to shoot vertical by default. And
Smiling.
the controller
Smile.
itself is basically the innards from the original Gray controller with a screen, and that's it.
So the Mini 3, that leak was really intriguing because it's kind of the first drone design that looked a lot like the Anafi.
Yeah.
The
Parrot,
Anafi
yeah.
design. And there was so many good things about that design. And I mean, even Skydio with their Enterprise add-on allows you to look straight up with the gimbal. So there's a lot of pluses to that design. I mean, I think that these foldable drones are limited in their speed because of how the camera is situated. And with the camera, being underneath of the I don't have a drone on me, but there's the
hood.
body. Yeah, it has a hood.
Or the cowl or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so as the drone leans forward, there's only so
only go
much
up
that it
so
can tilt
far.
forward. Yeah, so now, I mean, theoretically, you could have that sucker tilt way far forward to go
like
faster.
FTV.
So, yeah,
really
almost.
hammering.
So
that's a good theory.
that's what really intrigues me about that design, and I almost hope that it's a continuous design. Like they start with the Mini 3 and then they go on from there. It's like the Mini 3 gets that design, and then an Air 3 and then a Mavic 4 or something.
Yes,
But the
yeah.
gimbal
Yeah.
yoke looks like it's fixed, so it's gonna be kind of like Spark, where it's not a 3-axis gimbal.
I could never see them doing that. I could never see them going backwards in time like that.
'Cause-
At
'cause
least,
then
at
they
least
gotta
I hope
crop-
they don't.
Yeah, because then you have to crop the sensor and stuff in order to.
Yep. And it's also never foolproof. I mean, I sometimes use warp stabilizer on the video that I shoot, and I know that sometimes it just doesn't work. It looks all jello-y. So, electronic image stabilization is great, but it's not
Not perfect.
foolproof.
It's
Yeah.
not as good as a full-blown gimbal.
Exactly. I mean,
3-axis gimbal.
I could never see them taking a step backwards in that regard with the Mini 3. It'd be like a Mini 3 coming out and not shooting 4K video.
Inspire 3 foldable body.
It already does kind of. Well, not really. It just moves up and down.
It is really cool how it lifts the legs up out of the camera view.
I have to say the Inspire, Bill, you're muted. I have to say that the Inspire is by far the biggest, I would say, straight up product that DJI makes that needs an upgrade.
Yeah, it's
mean-
pretty dated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Need some love.
2016.
Wow.
Lots
I
of
didn't know
people
what that
depend
was.
on it.
Seriously?
Uh-oh,
They make their
right
living.
there, he goes.
No Mini 3.
Yep.
You know, I almost wonder when DJI is going to release it because they are catching heat from Autel, but I almost feel like the competition that Autel's bringing isn't enough to kind of make DJI like rush out a Mini 3, you know?
Yeah, that's what Ron was saying, or excuse me, Lauren was saying earlier on Johnny's show, that DJI was really concerned with the fiasco release of the Mavic 3. Therefore, the Mini 3 was not going to be put out until it was thoroughly tested and there were no GPS issues, which means...
So does this mean the Mini 2 might actually connect to the RC Pro? Does it have?
I have a feeling that it should. It should be backwards compatible with most drones, I would assume, but it's
I
just
don't
a
know
matter
why
of DJI, I think, being stingy.
And are they going to make 3 versions of the Mini 3?
I would love to see a pro version. I mean, think about
That'd
that
be
body
cool.
style, and they don't care about the weight. Big battery, big camera, big motors. Make it as small as they can, but as feature packed as they can, and don't care about the weight. I would love that.
I would love it if
Yep.
the Pro still came in under 250. That'd be badass.
Exactly. That's
Well,
exactly
yeah,
what
that'd be
my
like-
theory was.
That would be badass if they.
That's
pulled it
exactly
out.
what my
It would
theory
be.
was.
Just put more holes in it. Make it lighter.
What Ray's saying?
Here, let's speculate on this. I mean, you saw that wild body design, and quite frankly, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, like after the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out, they were like rumoring the next generation consoles, and they showed these consoles that just looked so futuristic that it's like it's not what it's going to look like, obviously. So I almost feel like that's what this concept looks like. Like it was too futuristic to be like what we're actually going to see. But imagine with that body style, even if they trim down the top, that saves a lot of weight to potentially be put into something else. You just got to wonder that with that body style, how they're going to incorporate forwards obstacle avoidance if they choose to go that route. I don't
Wasn't
know.
there talk of also simplifying like the silicon on chip, where they were going to make it like a much simpler chip design? It would be much lighter, take up less space, but cooling would be the biggest challenge, I guess. But it would be way lighter.
Yeah, and
Smaller.
you would imagine that that's where a lot of the weight is because the plastic is really lightweight. I mean, even when you take that battery out, I mean, I think the battery weighs more than the drone itself.
It's pretty true. I think
About
that's true for most
50-50.
drones
Yeah, I
now.
think they
Yeah.
are.
Like the Mavic 3 is super light without that honking
Yeah.
battery in it.
You got to wonder almost how they balance it because the battery is like so heavy on the backside.
Well, it goes in pretty far though, doesn't it, Billy? I mean, it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, penetration.
The center of gravity
Sorry, Art.
is the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the battery compensates for that the way it fits in the fuselage.
And I think the way that the arms are staggered, where the front propellers are kind of higher than the back propellers, will also compensate for that too. So
probably, yeah. Somebody was talking earlier. I think it was on Flying for Fun. They were talking about all the aerodynamic testing that's done on,
I'm sure.
this stuff. I think it was Bill, the drone reviewer, was talking about that. But
What's come on now. Y'all don't just stop. Everybody's like,
Well, are we going to go back to the satellites?
So
back to the satellite.
Okay,
God,
now
I'm
here's the
dying,
example.
Billy. I'm dying, man. 10 minutes, man, and I get 10 satellites.
That's
now.
really crazy. I mean,
It's-
look,
oh,
I want.
He
I
was one of the
wonder.
first people to repost that today too. You posted it
Well,
on
yeah,
Twitter.
They tagged me and it's like, oh, I gotta repost this. Now I've had scenarios like where I fly, it hasn't been horrible. I mean, really the biggest issue that I've had is when I'm in the city and I'm in between buildings, then I'm like waiting. The most I've waited is like 5.5 minutes, which was a big pain. But other than that, I mean, the normal places that I fly, I've been able to connect to satellites pretty quickly, and I've almost
3
just
to
built
4?
it into my workflow where like I turn the drone on before absolutely anything that I'm doing.
sure, yeah.
That's the first thing I do now.
Yeah, well, I've been doing that too, but maybe my problem is where I was testing it. I mean, where I haven't had an issue was like down towards the end of my driveway. That wasn't near the house or anything. Maybe I just need to be a little more wide open. I'll have to try that out because right
And
now
another-
it's just not working well.
Another
Wait a
thing
minute,
too
what did
is
Stevie do?
it's like the initial connection, like the first connection that's made
That's the long
is
one.
always the worst because
Yeah,
I'll
old
fly
boot.
a couple times in a row, like land it, power it off, drive somewhere, fly it again, and from what I've noticed,
Yes.
after that first flight, it connects like pretty fast.
Yeah, and battery changes. I've noticed that too. Like even like when I was pissing and moaning earlier this week doing tests first thing in the morning, I bring it out and fire it up and all that. If I got disgusted and I had 8 satellites locked, turn it off, wait like 20 seconds, put it back on again. It would grab 8 like instantly.
Oh, wow.
It grabbed those
That's
8
interesting.
again. So it grabbed them again. So I know it has some kind of, like when you change batteries, even when you're flying normally, you usually keep your 11 or 12 that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it's not my radio or anything, because it grabs them back again and stuff. It's just,
Well, it
Maybe
always,
it's where I am.
Hey, Billy, did
like
you
mentioned
get
last week? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, Billy? Did you get fast satellites in Cape May?
You know, yeah. So we were down near Cape May Point, and it locked on pretty quickly. So I wasn't all that worried about it. And you know what's so great? I do this project where like I shoot a bunch of homes for this realtor. So it's like the homes that sold over the month. So I'll go to like 10 homes, and I'll actually he came with me the other day, and he was driving, and then I'll fly my drone from home to home and follow the car. And it's great because it's like a ghost town. You're just flying over empty lots of land and empty. So it's nice you don't have to land in between. But yeah, no, Cape May is so awesome to fly at. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean the lighthouse and just the end there where you can see over the Delaware. It's a great spot.
And yeah, Ray, I do have the Cine model.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I don't use ProRes. I haven't shot in ProRes with it.
better to have it and
You
not
have
need it
not?
than need it and not have it.
No, I
suppose.
haven't. I mean, I don't know. I think that like in the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm only going to shoot in ProRes. You know, it's the highest fidelity codec, and I started using it. And then I made that video where I really compared the different codecs, and I tried to shoot like similar things, and then I tried to color grade them. And I mean, I could push the colors and the exposure around between each different codec equally. So in my mind, you know, I thought, I'm not shooting anything that's going to be like on the big screen, like for a movie or anybody that has these strict requirements. So why not just save, you know, the space on my computer and only shoot H.265? So I haven't put it in ProRes in the past couple of months. In 2022,
Well, Bill, you're going to have to put it in ProRes when you get that new Apple Studio
Yeah.
with the
I don't know,
Ultimate
I think
and one chip.
the workflow, it seems like I'm sure that's an NVMe in that thing. I wish it was removable. That would be
The
really
hard,
cool.
the SSD.
Yeah, because if it's an NVMe, it could have been in a housing, and they could have just had it like almost like an SD card just come out of the back.
Slip out and plug in. Yeah.
Yes, I don't
I mean,
understand that. That would be.
That's how the Inspire 2s, you know.
You could have 2 of them. You could have like you could put one in, you could take one out.
Yeah, and you think about it, they could sell more of them and make more money if they just sold the SSD itself.
And
Guys,
then
it's
you have
something-
your footage. You take your footage out of the drone because you're flying over water or whatever, and you know things happen. So you take your NVMe out, you put another one, you go flying. The drone goes in the drink. Yeah, you're really sad, but you still have your footage from like the last flights.
I'll tell you what,
I just don't get it.
Even though I haven't been shooting ProRes, I pretty much strictly use the SSD, which is really great. I mean, you know, being able to plug it in. Usually I fly like 1 battery in a day because the flight time is so good. So my workflow is just plug it in at the end of the day, offload all my stuff, and just leave it plugged in and it charges up. So I really enjoy using that.
Well, last week I mentioned about to go back to the satellites. It was taking me 8 to 10 minutes in Seattle.
Wow.
And this past week, it finally seemed like it improved to, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 minutes. Nothing's really occurred, but
so mine went down. So the satellites must be drifting. Now they're over the Pacific Northwest, and they're not over New York. Because I have had 3 to 4 minute connections before this week.
I seem to be getting quicker connections in Florida than I was in New Jersey.
And like Captain Ray was talking about that too, and I'm like, I'm calling BS on it, but I guess it's legit. If like it could very much be regional, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I saw Chuck. I was in a place where the location of the Florida drone meetup last year, Sebastian, Florida. I was there a week ago, whatever, and I got satellites in 1 minute. First time I ever saw that.
I can get them in 1 minute with my Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah, I'm
looking here at the article, and it just like I wonder, you know, they've acknowledged it obviously, and I just wonder like what that fix is. You know, like what can they do to make this any better?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Okay, I'm going to do this again. There's a completely new satellite added to the mix of this drone, and a satellite that's been available on all the previous drones that has been taken away.
Yeah.
Okay. Galileo, and Keith, you're out there. We know this, so we're going to do this for you. Galileo. Okay. So anyway, here's the deal.
You let my mother.
The last two satellites just got certified. So the system is fully tested now. It's fully active. It's completely up. So fingers crossed that the firmware update basically opens the Galileo side of the chip up to do that. I don't know for sure. I'm hoping that's what it is. But DJI lost the license to access the GLONASS satellite, which is what all the previous drones had depended upon. So you tell me what the difference is. That's the difference.
I don't know, but with the politics, though, the politics of Galileo being under the EU, and the way the EU is not exactly tickled with China's behavior right now with their support of Russia, it just gets messy. I'm serious, it gets messy.
Okay,
so, like, are they gonna be like, you know,
you got the Beidou satellite, which is completely Chinese. It's got a two-way signal, which is going to slow it down. It's mainly a military satellite first, and then a public satellite second.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The only thing I'm hoping that they're going to Galileo. That's the only thing that logically makes sense to me. It seems to me that they would want to shut us down even quicker if they depended more on the Chinese satellites. They'd be like, "Oh hell no, you're not flying them around over here," and the only satellites they use are Beidou.
Yeah, it's got to.
Well, let me ask this question. Let me ask this question once again, Bill, and kind of reword a little bit. Okay, right. If we think the Mini 3 is going to have the same satellite issues as the Maverick 3 does, will that slow anybody down from purchasing the Mini 3? Will you take that consideration? The Mini 3 comes out, oh, I got to wait 6 minutes for salads. I may not buy this drone until they get it fixed.
I don't think they'll release it until it's fixed. That's what's slowing it down.
Maybe that is why the brakes have been applied.
I don't think that we'll see it until it's fixed.
That could be, but because like this is, I don't think DJI expected this to go down like this. So,
all right, people ask Billy questions, and I'll throw them up here and not talk so much.
Okay.
In the chat,
he laughed when I told him this week. Oh, I get this message right. And it says, "Hey, who's your quarterback now?"
Is it Noah Fant or is it Drew Lock?
I don't know. I just and then they basically told the heart of the defense to leave too, and I'm like, what the hell, man? I mean, because that's what America. They already told Bobby Wagner, here's your paper. Like that's the heart of the defense. So.
Pete Carroll's doing that to the Bill.
Had him on the head or something, you know.
Pete Carroll's going to retire, man, because next year it's going to be able. I'm sorry, I love him, but it's going to be the Seattle Shithawks.
Well, they call that rebuilding, Bill. Call that rebuilding.
Yeah, really rebuilding. They got all that money in the front office now. What we'll hear next at the end of next season, after they've only won 4 games, that the Seahawks are moving.
You think they'd move?
I don't know, man, but this is awful weird to
highest bidder.
You tell the heart of the defense later.
Money.
I know they got, but the thing about it is what they're going to bring in a rookie team and fill seats. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You might have tons of money under the cap. You're going to get 1 or 2 big players, and then you're going to build it with complete rookies. And you've got people that have bought like centuries worth of tickets, and now you've jerked the rug out from under them because they thought, okay, Russell's got a no trade clause, and Pete Carroll's got this deal worked out. Now all at once, overnight, bam, it's all over with. You know what?
You have a question in the chat for Billy about the Mavic 3. Will it have the Mavic 2 or the Mini 3? Will the Mini 2? Yeah,
I sure hope not. I mean, having a 2-axis gimbal would be a huge step in the wrong direction.
We talked about it moments ago. Yeah.
No,
I mean, how long has it been since a real drone company has released a drone with a 2-axis gimbal?
Spark.
Back to Spark, right? Spark. Well, the Inafi's newer than Spark.
I made a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I made a joke when this started. I said there's still hope for a Phantom 5 if it has a 2-axis gimbal.
Ooh. So the mechanical shutter.
Maybe the 2-axis gimbal is the bottom version of the Mini 3. And then the Mini, because didn't that one picture had a Mini 3 Pro, and then the other image just had Mini, no no information. So maybe if there's a third version, the bottom version would be the 2-axis instead of the cheap one to get it out of the door for the beginner
Yeah.
hobbyist.
That would make sense with the EIS in it. That's going to be the
Like an
cheap
SE.
one. That
This
would
would be the first time. This would be the first time that they'd release a new drone that's not like their highest end drone that comes in multiple versions. I mean, the only thing that they've done this for is like the Mavic Pro series, you know, with the Cine and then regular, with the Mavic 3 and then the Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. I understood something like the action camera, how it stabilizes would be in this 2-axis gimbal. That's something I had read. Is that I don't have an action camera,
Yeah, I mean,
so
it has fully electronic image stabilization built in, but the reason that works so well is because the camera shoots super wide and has a really big field of view to kind of keep the frame stable. And I would assume that like if it had any help from any sort of mechanical gimbal, even if it's a 2-axis gimbal, that it would perform a lot better than not having a 2-axis gimbal. But I think at the end of the day, like that's like for the Mini 1 and the Mini 2 to have had that 3-axis gimbal, I think it's a massive step in the wrong direction to give it a 2-axis gimbal.
It would certainly be a radical design if they did it, and they would have to have an incredibly good upside to something else if they did that.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I try to think about like what a Mini 3 could have that the Mini 2 already doesn't, and I just think of like obstacle avoidance, maybe like a little bit faster, and like I don't know what else. You know,
better.
You could actually do
cameras.
That'd be nice.
You really think they do a 1-inch sensor? I think that before they jump up to a 1-inch, it'd be like a 1/2 inch. That was in the Mavic Air too.
I think so too. I think it'd be like a 1/2 inch, or maybe a 3/4. I don't know.
Yeah, that 3/4 that the Altel drone Mini has.
Yeah, maybe, but where the hell's Decinelike? Damn it! I mean, I know it's not super important for a small sensor, but you know, if you're gonna color grade everything, it'd be nice. No, I love my Mini too. But
it's nice, and what really sucks is that the Mavic 3 doesn't have HLG. It's like killing me.
Yeah, how can they? That's a big miss. I made a video about that. How could they put that out without HLG?
I have no idea. I mean,
can they add it?
Yeah, they absolutely could. I mean, I shoot HLG on my Sony camera, and quite frankly, recently I've just been shooting in the normal color profile on the Mavic 3. I mean, the colors look really great coming out. I just punched the saturation a little bit, tweak the exposure, and I think that it looks really good.
So I've been
that's what people tell me. Well, it does have HLG because it doesn't need it. It looks that good.
I've been filming in D-Log.
I don't accept that answer.
I was filming in D-Log, and I was by this abandoned building, and I showed Keith from K-Spot just the raw footage, and he's like, "Holy crap, Chuck! Look at the detail hiding in there." And it's so when DaVinci, I adjust the lift and gain, and then I can saturate, and it doesn't take very long to get the thing really well graded. At least that's what I'm finding. It grades pretty easily. Even D-Log grades really easy.
Hey, I don't know about that trade for Tesla for a truck, because I'd have to be filling it up with $150 in gas every week.
Yeah, I don't think you want a truck right now. Trust me, I filled mine up this morning. Yeah, ouch.
Yeah.
How much does it cost around where you guys are at?
I'm just shy of $5 a gallon in the middle of New York, but I'm I'm still using the 90 no ethanol stuff too, which is like $4.60 a gallon or something.
In Florida, it seems to be about $4.19 down here, Billy.
Okay, so around us, it's like $4.50.
Wow.
Yeah, 87 was $3.90, I think, this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty good for New York.
$5 in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh boy.
It's the same about it as here, about $4.50.
Yeah, the West Coast is definitely getting beaten up.
Vegas.
West Coast
Sam's Club is $4.44, but they're always like 30-40 cents under everybody.
Yeah, you gotta have a card to go.
Brian,
Billy made a good choice. He's running electric. Good choice.
Brian, what did you say your gas was in Houston?
Oh, in Houston, it's $4.20.
Well, you're right. You probably live right there.
God, he's right next to the refinery. It's that much. Holy crap, man!
Yeah, and he's right by all the oil.
You should be able to go right to the refinery and juice up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's $4.20 somewhere.
I didn't know that was coming.
I didn't even snap to that, Bill. God, I thought I had issues.
Okay, I got corrected. Uncle Bill says he just paid $4.29 in Port St. Lucie. Maybe it's a little cheaper down here
It's great to have you. We're here every Wednesday. We'll
Later,
keep
Bill.
you a seat. We'll keep a seat warm for you.
Nice.
I am thinking of buying a golf cart.
I might have to get my mountain bike out.
Oh,
again.
now I'm having Caddyshack flashbacks.
No, I can't do that Tesla thing.
Caddyshack?
So golf cart would work.
Why no Tesla?
Did the price
How
drop
much-
on the
We're gonna go
Action
here.
2?
Okay, we
grand?
might as well. We might
By
as
the
well.
way-
What'd you say?
I said maybe because there's 60 grand.
Well, yeah, but you look at the long-term maintenance. I mean, you barely pay anything.
Here,
Billy,
okay.
My truck was 55.
I'm
So
62.
big
And
60
you
for
and I
a
have
car.
had- we've had this
long-term
discussion.
maintenance.
So how many miles do you think I've got on my car after 1 year? Let's
Oh,
think
God.
As
again.
much as you travel, probably around, I'm going to guess 25, 30.
65, 70.
72.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a lot of driving, man.
Yeah, dude, one year. I'm coming up on March 11th will be 1 year. So
Hey,
that's
tomorrow.
He lives
Or
in
2
that
days from
car, man.
Wow.
2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
72,000 miles.
Yeah.
He lives in that car.
6,000
man.
a month. You're just going
But
out.
we've
About,
had. I really wanted to get an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
But then I did some research into, okay, if we all switch to electric vehicles, the power production that we're going to need to charge all
That
these vehicles
is
and
something
charge
nobody
and keep
talks
our
about.
homes lit and keep the heat on. We don't have the technology yet. And when you drive by a supercharger and there's a solar panel on it,
That's just for the freaking
that's
yard
for-
lights,
that's
There
to keep
are-
the rain off. That's to keep the rain off the computer.
probably.
At least where I'm at, there are no solar panels on the superchargers. That's all pulling directly from the grid. So
Billy, I do have a question on that, though. I mean, if you're away from home and you need to charge your Tesla or car, whatever,
There's an app shows you where.
how
to go
long
and
does it
stuff.
take, though? I mean, it's
it
you go
it
to
really
a gas pump and
depends.
you're done in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe.
No, it really depends. I mean, if you so the lower the battery is on the car, the faster it charges. It's just like a drone battery. I mean, you plug it in and it'll charge up really fast in the beginning. And then when you try to get from like 90 to 100, it's going to take longer than it would to charge from like 0 to 10. So, I mean, if I pull in, with let's say 5% on the car, I plug the car in, I go inside, I use the bathroom, I come out and 5-10 minutes later, it's going to be charged up to like 30-40%. So it charges really fast in the beginning, and that's typically all you need when you're out. I mean, I tell people, like, if you leave in the morning with a full tank of gas, how often are you going to fill your tank up when you're out and about? Probably never. Like, I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
I supercharge maybe 10 times a month because I fill up at home. I've got 300 miles on my car, and chances are I'm not driving more than 300 miles in a day. And then here's another thing is like specifically with Tesla, because they have their supercharger network, like I can route my trip throughout the day. So like, let's say I'm doing like 5 shoots. I can put the address in for all 5 shoots and then put my home address in. So it sees where I'm driving during the day. And it'll tell me when I get to each location, how much battery I'm going to have based on the route there. So I can look and say, oh, I'm leaving home now. And when I get home tonight, I'm going to have 25% battery left. So with that, I know, oh, I don't have to charge during the day.
Does it
That's
also
pretty
tell you
cool.
where any nearby charging stations are?
Yeah, so like let's say I was doing a long road trip, like let's say I was driving from here down to like Virginia or something. If I put the address in and it thinks I've got to charge, it'll automatically add a charging stop and tell me like how long I've got to charge for. So it does all that stuff automatically, which is nice.
Tech Sarge Drone guy does have an issue. I mean, he does have a
Well,
point because a
yeah, I
large
mean-
chunk of the federal budget comes from gas taxes. Yeah, let's all switch over to electric. That'll
I totally get. My thing is
Well,
we
yeah,
simply
but-
can't make enough juice
That's
to charge
right,
them all
That's-
and keep the lights on.
That's
It's
a
just-
fact.
Yeah, well, I
That's
mean,
just
look,
a fact.
that's why that and this is just another added expense, but that's why like over the long haul, if you're building a new home, like putting solar panels on it is a really great idea. Just because if you have 4 electric cars and you're going to be living there for 30 years, I mean, the price of the solar roof is going to pay for itself, and then you're generating your own power and don't have to pull from the grid.
And remember, guys, nobody's ever going to switch all over at once electric cars. It's going to be a slow transition from gas to electric, and that'll give time for this infrastructure.
And
to build up
recycling's
to
going to
handle it.
save the day.
My son's teacher.
We
has a
bought into
Tesla.
that bullshit. We bought into that bullshit already.
My son's teacher bought a Tesla, so we got a test ride in it, and it was pretty awesome. What's you're 99 miles from New York City. I used to live there. To go there and back, how much battery would that be?
I can go there and back on one full charge.
So you'd be like at 33%, give or take.
Yeah, about. Yeah. So, and then also, I mean, a lot of the garages up there have chargers in them, so you can just park and they plug you in. And that's another cool thing is like when you're at a hotel, like let's say you're staying overnight somewhere, you just plug your car in outside, and a lot of them offered for free, which is nice.
I was gonna say, yeah, what is the cost of that? So it just depends.
Yeah, so like Tesla marks up the energy obviously so that they can make money, which is so interesting enough. Those superchargers, like an 8-stall supercharger, cost them, I think I read like $250,000 to install, which is really expensive to just put some chargers in. But they obviously mark the energy up. So on a full charge at a supercharger, like 80 kilowatt hours, I'm paying about $25 to go roughly 300 miles, which isn't bad. And then at home, I'm paying like $7 to fully charge it. Well, hey, maybe we should start making gas-powered drones.
Ooh. It'd sound awesome.
Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't the military have those already?
Something.
Yeah.
Okay, I want just give me the floor for just a
I
second.
think there's a few.
Give me the floor for just a second.
Quiet down, Bill's got something to say.
Well, this Saturday, I know that Rodney Bell has a special event planned. I do believe because it's going to be the celebration because we all remember how near and dear Rick Halber was to the community. And we're coming up on the anniversary of his passing. So if you haven't already, and I don't have the link up, if somebody knows what I'm talking about, put Rodney Bell's channel link up. And please go to his channel Saturday morning. He usually does a sunrise show. I won't be up quite that early, so I'm going to get over and watch the replay. But I do believe he's doing it in honor of Rick Halber's passing and stuff. So please get over there and check out Rodney's channel and his event going on Saturday. Doesn't he have it planned for this Saturday? I do believe, gentlemen, guys, folks.
I'm not up on it,
Guilty
so
of
I'm
not
getting all
knowing.
of my information.
Yeah,
from you.
no.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I was not trying to put anybody on the spot. I was just everyone's like, "God, let that move, bro."
No, Bill, I'm glad you let us know. I will look that up now. So
Okay, hey Angel, do you have anything? Do you have anything prepped for me? Remember what we were talking about? Remember
You know
we were
what? I have
You
one more
did.
thing for the chance to. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, we'll just
highlight video for you, Billy.
No. I'm gonna go get the one that we always with the one that we showed the last time,
All right,
and I will just show it here on the channel
We're
again.
trying to get you out to Seattle so
so-
you can come fly.
Oh, I
Yeah,
found it.
we're baiting him into
You're-
coming.
You're
Just put it in the chat, Bill. That's Rodney.
No.
Isn't that the one for
Wait.
Do It for Rick? Oh, he did. No, this isn't. This is the more recent one from the 5th. He's doing
No,
one this weekend too.
What are you talking about? I don't know where Chuck's going. What is Chuck doing?
I'm
It's
squirreling.
I'm trying. I'm here's the thing. I have been Billy's been talking about. Oh, I need a reason to come out there, and he was going to come out here because he had a job for a little while, but we still weren't sure if we were going to be able to hook up or not. So I've told him that I have a friend out here now that we can get some really kick-ass footage from if he just come out here to hang out for a little while. And he's like, well, I haven't driven to the West Coast in a while, you know how I love to drive anyway. So what I'm going to do, let me get this. I got to get this ready to share here. Share screen. Oh, got it. Yep, got the audio going. All right, here we go. And he, as usual, we know he doesn't mind me sharing it. So
Yep, not a problem.
I'll turn this up and boom. Oh, go big. Got to bring it up here. Oh shit! What am I doing? Boom.
Oh hell yeah.
And see, he's thinking about this. I can see him. He's already going, oh, fuck. Look at Rainier back there, man.
So hey, was this all shot in the one single night that it wasn't raining in Seattle?
No,
The one night of the month.
this was yeah, I shot this. This was one.
Oh, that hyperlapse is awesome.
Yes, he's over the sidewalk. Don't bitch.
Which drone did you
Sorry,
use?
guys. No, it's dead at night over there, so I thought that was good.
Which drone did you use?
The Mavic 3.
This is awesome.
So I said I can see the cogs working in his brain. He's like, you really got all these spots mapped out? Yeah, we're all got X's on a map.
Yeah, I got it. Exactly. I've been sitting.
Oh, there's those clouds.
It's foggy coming in. Yeah. And this was all shot in auto. So I think,
awesome shots.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Is that Climate Pledge?
Yes, that's Climate Pledge. So I was parked. There's a church right there. I was parked right next to the church and just let her rip.
Nothing like public streets.
Kraken Gamer concert.
I gotta ask, what is Climate Pledge?
That's
the arena.
Look at the reveal. That was the
Woo!
best.
Woo!
That was some awesome
Nice
video.
shot.
I've lost. I can hear you guys, but I can't see anything. It's like my computer's gone haywire.
Oh boy.
It shows like a camera with a
Yeah, it's showing a Logitech capture.
Don't go
screen.
reboot, Chuck.
The
Well, check
Logitech
your audio
capture.
still- Your audio is still good, so continue on.
I'm
So
gonna
the whole
I'm gonna
video-
drop out and come back in. I guess I don't know, something
Okay.
really freaky.
Oh,
There
you're
you are.
back. You're back.
Sam, what's
back.
up, buddy?
I'm
Hey,
back.
Sam, you
Hi,
didn't see what I'm
Chuck.
playing with. You didn't see
Yeah, but I can't see you guys. You're like invisible.
We're invisible.
I can hear you.
invisible.
I've never been invisible before.
You're a gnome.
Oh no! But I swear to God, Bob. You know what I was thinking? You need to make an old fart shirt with you. Remember when you said that you were the what was it? The which gnome? The Travelocity gnome.
Yes.
So make an old fart shirt with you as dressed up like a gnome. And I swear, I bet you'd sell a shitload of them. Remember when you said that? You know, I can see that, man. People would go crazy. Oh, I need to.
People-
I went all crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
For the video,
Works good as
the
a
day
leprechaun
shots-
too.
Let's say the day shots were all shot in D-Log, and then I'd use the DJI LUT file. And then the night shots, I've tried to mess around with the settings, and I just left it in auto because I felt like I'm, if you try to compensate for something, I can't. So it's doing beautiful the way it is. I'm sure if I spent more time, but I'm usually flying quick. Like my kids are in bed, and I'm like, I'm gonna go fly real quick and come back home. And so I'm like auto everything. And
No, it turned out great.
And Billy, isn't it true? Isn't it true you don't want to use D-Log at night anyways?
Nah, not really. Because, especially with a drone, you just want to shoot in normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sam
you're pretty much gonna,
Sam was giving me hell, and I was like, "There's a new acquisition."
the blacks
What
are
else?
pretty much going to be crushed anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of footage of Seattle, and I went to New Orleans a couple of weeks ago. Got a lot of great footage. I was posting it on Facebook using the GDI Fly app so I could just get them out.
Yeah.
I'll make more killer YouTube videos, and then we can share with Bill, and then we'll send them to you so you can come on out and see the Pacific.
Yeah,
Northwest.
now I'm looking at flights here. I mean, these flights are like at first.
Wait.
At first, I saw $950.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There's two Chucks! Oh my god! Okay, now there's not two Chucks.
Yeah, I had for some reason. It's Microsoft. I'll blame Microsoft. Something weird happened.
Look, it's
Well, Bill, you're talking about flights. It's cheaper to get a Spirit flight to Florida Drive with the gas prices
Yeah,
now.
Look at this. It's
No.
the tiny
But you
tiny
can't
I'm
sit
Hawk
in
definitely
the
flying
Three.
for the South Florida drone meetup.
The tiny
are
Hawk
flying?
3.
Wow, that pack's nice, doesn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
The tiny Hawk 3.
Oh wow!
It's cool.
And it does. It looks. And the thing about it is well, that's for a future show where we're going to give more details on that.
Well,
But-
I'm already intrigued.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so much more stable. But I found out the reason that it's so much more stable. But that's going to be for a future show because there's somebody that's going to come back that hasn't been on in a while that's going to come back on. So that's for a future show. That'd be it. We'll do it. We'll do an FPV show. Hey, how about that one, Sam? We're going to do an FPV show.
there you go.
Stable is good. Stable will keep it out of my dog's mouth.
All right. All
Tried
right. So,
FPV.
all right. So we've already covered.
There are
is any-
there are some old fart FPVers out there. There certainly is. and I've tried.
Oh, that's a
I've
good
tried.
point. That's a good point
Yes.
right there. I bet airline
Yeah, I
tickets
think
are going to be
it's,
going up.
They're waiting for me to
but,
book,
like,
Scott. That's what's happening. It's coming.
We're
up.
going to. The thing about it is we're going to Vegas right when Bob's leaving, and we weren't
Yeah.
planning
No.
it that way. We weren't planning it that way either.
No,
Yeah.
you got to come back. We got to
well, no,
hit
she's
some of,
already pointed out.
some of
She's
my
already pointed-
trails out here. You know,
She's
There's-
throwing me on a zip line. But the cool thing is get
Ooh,
this,
zip line.
She's,
Which
yeah,
one?
Well, I don't know. She was picking them out. She's like, because I was
Okay.
like, well, I was like,
do,
I don't
do
think.
the downtown one.
Well, I
if you
the
get a
thing about it
choice.
is I don't
What?
think that
You
she's
mean
going to
at,
be
like the at old Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas.
Yes, yeah, the one on
Fremont
Fremont Street is the
Oh,
best
the old
one.
town.
I've seen that one. It's 4 people
Yeah.
wide. That's kind of a lame one.
The one that
I
at
don't
the
know,
link,
but
That's like a.
there's
That's
one
like
at
a fun.
you're killing my
story.
stories going off on this weird tangent. That's my job.
Go across.
Okay,
like,
I'm the head
Grand
squirrel.
Canyon or something.
I'm the
Something
head
like that.
squirrel, damn it. But anyway,
It's
she was asking
River.
me if we had this thing that I could hold out in front of us so that we could get a good picture of all of us. And of course,
Strap the
I
freaking
knew she
GoPro
was
on your
talking
head.
about putting like a GoPro
360,
on
man.
on a mono.
1x2 on your unicorn
Exactly.
on your head.
Hang on. But I was, I knew what she meant. Put an action camera out there on a monopod out in front of us, take a picture. But of course, yes, Chuck, I was thinking the same exact thing as you. I was like,
1x2, baby.
oh, you mean a 360 camera?
Yes.
Oh, I don't have
Yes.
one of those.
You look like a complete idiot with the unicorn thing on your forehead, but the video will be epic.
I don't have one of those, dude.
We'll get one.
Well,
I
we
got
might
one
need-
for the
we might
bobsled
need
thing.
one
It's so
before
worth
we
the
go to
$700.
Las Vegas, So if that's the whole point, we might. So I was like, of course, I thought the same exact thing. I was like, oh, but you mean a 360 camera? No, we don't have. And you know what?
Just get one.
The Panasonic just doesn't shoot
Only money.
photos like it should anymore. Billy's already upgraded 3 times since the last time I upgraded my camera.
No,
she's just like
I
looking at me.
I got the Sony 7 III. I'm still rocking with that. That camera's 3 years old, but it's treating me well.
Hey,
Well, I
Billy,
even
what'd
asked you about the new Panasonic.
Billy, what'd you think of the GH6 that was released a couple weeks ago?
I didn't even look at it. I'm so out of the loop. I'm not big on cameras really. I use whatever I got. I mean, I'm big
Yeah.
on drones, but like with cameras, I mean, like I've got the A7 III and I've thought about upgrading and whatever, but I mean, I just got my A7 III fixed. I spent like $1,000 to replace the shutter, and
Okay.
I want to keep using that for
Right.
now.
Right. I mean, GH6 is more of a video centric camera than it
Totally.
is.
I mean, the A7 III is a hybrid, so it shoots great photos and videos, and I'm always switching during the day, so it's good to just have that one camera that does
Right.
everything, really well.
Right. They knocked the autofocus on the GH6 because it doesn't have the phase detection. Which if you're not trying to catch moving objects, I don't find that big of a concern, but a lot of people do.
What's so great about having a Sony camera is that I never have to worry about the autofocus at all. Like the focus is always snapping on exactly what I need it. Especially like with eye autofocus, if you're shooting somebody, you just kind of like put the camera out and it does the work for you. I've never had to worry about focus with a Sony camera, so that's why I can never imagine like buying a camera that's not a Sony. Or, I mean, really, in this case, I mean, Sony and Canon have great autofocus, and then you try to get like a Panasonic or a Nikon camera, which their autofocus systems are good and they work, but they're just not up to par. And I just feel like it'd be a step backwards.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing run and gun photography. Like I don't really do a lot of run and gun, so I don't mind manual focusing. Because I have all the time in the world to dial it in perfectly.
So
somebody's got some noise in the background.
Yeah, somebody got some background noise.
Me.
Whoever just
That's
muted.
better.
No.
It was me, which is weird. My wife must have cranked up the TV. Hang on a second.
Turn that stuff
Shut up, dear.
We're gonna see what time a fist come across the screen like this.
you know what? You know what I can't understand is why in these drones they've added manual focus. Can we talk about how stupid it is to have manual focus in a drone?
Well, Billy, that goes back
It's
to
pretty
the
annoying.
Mavic,
Yeah, what's the point?
the original Mavic Pro. People hated to tap the focus because
It was
everybody was
so
getting these out of
stupid.
focus videos because they weren't doing to tap the focus.
Well, the
I
autofocus
still-
has that one thing where you get that a little pulse.
I still can't fathom why a drone has the ability to do manual focus. The only reason you would need it is if you're shooting with like the telephoto lens. I mean, then you might get a little bit of depth of field.
Right.
But other than that, they just need to totally get rid of auto and manual focus and just leave it on infinity, because there's no point in setting it up otherwise.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like putting manual focus on, I don't know, a GoPro or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. And I've had arguments about the aperture, but I find the aperture helps me best with keeping the exposure right for my video.
I
It's not
totally
so
agree
much-
with you, Chuck.
It's not so much. I don't really pick up depth of field because the things are too far away from me to really.
Yeah,
get
the
depth of field.
only time I see the depth of field is when my drone is sitting on the ground and it focuses on the ground, you know, and then it's like, oh,
that's kind of it. Yeah. So I mean,
It's something right in front of you. Yep.
Yeah, and then you take off and you never worry about it ever again.
Yeah, so like I set a VND to be kind of in the middle somewhere, and then I have the aperture's like about 4, and then I launch, and then I can like tweak it a little bit if things get a little wonky when I'm out in the sky.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Okay, so I'm not totally crazy, but I know like Matt's in here, Northeast, and he was telling me, oh, for photography, I agree, for photography it matters, but for videography,
I mean, regardless, if you've got a drone in the air and you're shooting wide, like whatever it is, 24mm equivalent, there's no reason to have manual focus. I mean, the aperture obviously changes the depth of field on a ground camera like very substantially.
Oh yeah,
but when you're in the air, you don't even notice it, especially with like that
I've never
sensor
noticed
size.
bokeh. I've never noticed bokeh in my drone shots. Like,
Yeah, never.
regardless of f-stop. But
Yeah, would you want them in your drone video anyways? Yeah.
No, thanks.
No, the
No,
whole
you
idea
can
is to
do
get
a
the whole-
tilt. You can fake a tilt shift, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Cool. We're all Canon here. We've been all Canon for decades here. So
I've shot I'm so old school. I've shot everything. I started out with Canon and Nikon. I've had Sony.
Yeah.
I've had
I was a
Panasonic.
Pentax
I've
guy
shot
until
everything you
recently,
can
then.
name. I've shot it.
I was a Pentax
Yeah.
guy. Then I bought
I had a
Lori an
Pentax one time.
A6600. And
I had a Pentax
Mhm.
once.
Team Sony.
I've shot Fuji.
I'll tell you what, Sony, everybody knocks them for their colors, but it's like you're gonna change those colors anyway when you edit them. It's not like
here,
it's not like I'm like uploading these raw photographs right out of the camera. Yeah, I had the Panasonic G7 at first, and then I was like, I gotta really figure like moving forward what I want to invest in, because once you start buying all the lenses,
You're
it's hard
locked
to
in with
switch
those
after
lenses.
that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and they sell adapters and stuff, but you just want to use that native glass. So
Yeah, I hate that adapters. I hate that crap.
I pretty much trashed my Panasonic G7. It just like the screen broke and it started shooting like with these purple lines. So that's why I made the choice to go with Sony, and I'm happy I did.
yeah,
Because
Matt,
now I can put my Sony camera on my big beautiful Airpeak drone.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
oh,
I
your
wish.
That's right. Yeah, I told
Fits
Lori I was
right
gonna
in,
get an
doesn't
Air
it?
Peak and carry her A6600.
I-
on. She's like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money for a camera drone.
I don't think I've talked about this, but when I went to CES, I asked them at the Sony booth. I was like, "Hey, like this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'd love to work together on some videos, whatever." And they were just like, "Yeah, no." I was like,
Really?
Oh,
Really?
wow.
You got dissed by Sony.
Wow.
But here's the thing: is
You
it's not
know
just
who
me.
I
Like they're
am?
well, no, it's not that at all. It's just like they're not sending it to anybody. Like if you see a video of it online, there's like a Sony rep there with the drone. It's almost like the original release of the GoPro Karma. When they were showing that drone off, somebody from GoPro came with that drone and watched you make the video, basically. So
Wow.
that's why I don't know. I mean, I'd love to get my hands on the drone, but it's just I'm not going to spend like 10 grand or whatever it is to buy it, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
well, they're trying to take the Inspire 2 market, is what it's going for. Isn't
Mhm.
that it?
Yeah, but I almost I like their approach where you can use the camera you already have on the drone. Like it makes sense. I mean, imagine putting an A7R4 and getting a 61 megapixel image in the sky. Like that's a dream right there. But I feel like there's a lot of wasted weight by putting your camera onto a drone, because the camera itself, the Sony camera, has so many components in it that just doesn't need to be in a camera when it's flying. So that's why I enjoy like the all-in-one system of the Inspire 2, where all the components you need are on the drone, and then the camera is just kind of basically the sensor and the lens, because that's all that you need.
Yeah.
So, they're like trying to solve a problem. I get it. They're trying to like give people the ability to use the cameras they already use. I get it. But I also feel like it was a little bit of a miss.
And of course, that ties in with the downside of a full frame camera system like the Sony. The size, the bodies and lenses are big. They're big and heavy, and you just have to deal with that if you want that full frame look.
That camera itself is weighing more than a Mavic 3. Like it, you know, a good G Master lens and a Sony A7 III or an A7S III. So that's a big issue. And then you also look at the flight time on it. It's pretty piss poor when it comes down to comparisons. But then again, the Inspire 2 is not much better. I mean, when you've got X7 camera on there, you're not flying for long.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're gonna shoot before you go up in the air. You just
and then there's the other thing is you've got to buy 2 batteries for 1 flight. So now you're talking like 189 times 2. You know, it's like $370 or whatever, $380. So it's a very expensive system to invest in, and that's why, like, even right now, I feel like if you're trying to get into that professional video, just get the Mavic 3 for like so many different reasons.
Yeah,
the Inspire 2 is so old and whatever. I mean, I have mine still, and I don't fly it. Like, it's just sitting in my garage.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Mavic? I mean, the Inspire 3 rumors for the fall?
That would be nice. I would like it sooner. I mean, I think that last time we had a spring release, maybe it was fall, but I know it was released alongside of the Phantom 4 Pro at the time.
Right.
And I mean, I think the Inspire 3's got a place still. I mean, you can do things with that drone that you still can't do with the Mavic 3 because it has the gimbal that can rotate underneath, dual operator support, obviously, you know, the removable SSD. So there's a lot there to it. And I think that it just needs an upgrade because you can't go using like 8-year-old, 6, 7, 8-year-old technology. Like it's outdated. I mean,
what do you feel the biggest upgrade the Inspire 2 needs to go to the Inspire 3? What does it really need?
It's not the camera. It's just the drone's body itself. It needs more sensors. It needs longer flight time. It needs, I mean, you're kind of nitpicking here, but maybe better portability. I mean, you know, it is, if you buy a drone of that caliber, you've got to understand that it's not going to fit in your pocket. And then also, I mean, the transmission system, right? Like the Inspire 2 is still using Lightbridge 2, which, I mean, you know, that just, it looks awful compared to OcuSync 3.
OcuSync 3.
Yeah, you're going back to Phantom 4.
What if
you're
they got
spoiled.
the Mavic 3, like the Skydio style sensors on it and such?
Yeah, I mean, look, that would be a plus too. I mean, in my time that I spent with the M300, I looked at this drone and I said, man, this platform should be kind of like revamped for an Inspire 2 and make it cater more towards like a cinematic flyer. So, you know, that's a big boy drone. That's a huge drone. So obviously not very portable, but when you're creating something that's used for cinema, I think that you've got to kind of go the route of making it as powerful as possible and just kind of worry about portability last. But I think the camera is totally fine. It just needs a revamp for the drone itself. I mean, it needs to be faster. It needs to be, you know, needs to fly more smooth. It needs more sensors. It needs a better transmission system. It needs better flight time. And the one thing that I've noticed, I mean, just the horizon tilt is god awful with those cameras. So they would need to definitely do something in that department too. Whether they and that's another thing. It's like they've created these great cameras already. So would they come out with a brand new Zenmuse camera lineup with the new Inspire 3, or do they say, hey, no, we're just going to continue to add and you can use all these old cameras? So we'll see, because the way that they went from Inspire 1 to Inspire 2, they had a new mount, and then they actually had an adapter so you could use your old cameras, but obviously they phased that out. So just wondering, like Inspire 3, do they make a new mount, or do they make it the same mount and then say, hey, you can use all your old cameras? Because that would be a much lower barrier to entry. Because I mean, really, half the cost of that drone is the camera, as crazy as it sounds, the camera and the lenses. So if they could do that and just come out with a new body that fits the other cameras, I think it'd be a home run.
What you got a ballpark of what do you think the price would be on this, an Inspire 3?
Well, I mean, think about it right now. The Inspire 3, the Inspire 2 that is 6 years old is $3,300. It actually got a price increase. So I mean, with the cost of the Mavic 3 Cine being $5,000, that is including the RC Pro. That does.
Everybody's like, what the fuck did he just put up?
that does come with a camera. So I mean, I would say 5,000. north
Yeah.
of 5,000, especially.
Yeah, and
Because
go ahead.
you don't realize how many like extra accessories are needed to make the Inspire 2
Yeah,
tick.
cool. Let me do that.
Like you can buy just the Inspire 2, just the drone itself, but then you need more batteries, 2 batteries to fly 1 flight. You need SSDs, you need the SSD reader, so like something to plug into the computer to read the SSDs. Like you need all these little things to make the drone tick, and it's just like it really nickel and dimes you.
Where's the
Right.
trying to find the Beth Dutton. Anyway, I got my wife the Beth Dutton t-shirt, and I got myself the taking you to the train station t-shirt, and the one about the wolves protecting the land. Anyway, we're at that point of the show. Y'all been dronified for a while, and everybody's been talking to Billy, so I figured I would just pull the squirrel out of my pants and let him loose.
Whoa, chill.
Oh,
Dude,
Keep it in your pants.
Okay, so I brought this up because people were giving me, they were like, why did you do a Western trailer this week? And people were even saying, why didn't you say Billy the Kid Kyle? And I was like, well, I'm not sure how he'll react to that. I would run it by him ahead of time, but I wanted to get the trailer done. So I did have it originally Billy the Kid Kyle. I really did, but I took it out for professional purposes. Anyway, but the reason that I did that is because my wife stumbled upon Yellowstone, right? And we started watching it, and we really got into it. So now we're waiting for the 5th and final season. Okay, but if you don't know, there's prequels to the show. There's one called 1883. Sam Elliott's in it. What's the Faith Hill's husband? What's his name? What's Faith
Not
Hill's
sure.
husband?
Tim
McGraw.
Tim McGraw?
Tim McGraw.
Okay, anyway, they play the original Dutton family members. Okay, and so anyway, yeah, good deal. So you want to go ahead and tell everybody now, Ron? Or do you want to wait about 4 minutes? Ron's going to take off in about 4 minutes.
I'll wait the 4 minutes.
All right, so anyway.
I want to hear about Yellowstone. I watch Yellowstone, but I don't watch the prequel.
Oh, the 1883? Okay, it's on Paramount Plus, I do believe. So
I don't
you'd
have Paramount.
Okay,
Plus.
so you'd have to watch. Well, I'm a Star Trek fanatic, whatever. So I can't live without having my toss on demand. So I have Paramount Plus. So anyway, oh my God, look at this. He's look at this. I don't know. Actually, I like juice boxes every now and again. My grandkids get. Oh, he's gonna go get a juice box.
he's gonna get a juice box.
He's gonna go get a juice box. Good idea. Anyway, I went and got a little mini soda that my grandkids have.
Minnesota?
Is that orange soda?
A little sun.
Yeah,
kissed.
sure.
Hey, Bill,
We've
before
been
you go on,
there.
do you watch that Netflix show with that Anna?
We call it a
Delvey
pop.
on? That's
I'm
pretty
already
good
done.
show.
We're already done with that. And Anna,
Okay.
what is it? Yeah, I'm
Hey,
already
Delvey.
finished that. And yeah, Inventing Anna. Yeah.
That's real
What
good.
is her? I can't remember her real name. Anyway, she's been on a bunch of shit here lately. But
Okay.
Tombstone, but Yellowstone. So my wife's
Bacon.
watching it. I go back to it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is really cool. And because I mean, Kevin Costner is a bad ass. Oh yes, even better.
Capri Sun,
Capri
nice.
Sun, even better. Okay, so anyway, he's an absolute badass, and they call it a neo-western because it's literally, a western. Oh yeah, and he's talking about they're going to do a series on the 4.6s. They're going to do a spin-off show on that too. But they're going to do they've done what is it, 1883 is the evolution of them setting up Yellowstone Ranch. Right? So you find that out. But if you watch it, they tell you the Indians grant them title to the land for 7 generations of Duttons. Okay. Now, supposedly, the rumor on the internet is that Tate Dutton is the 7th generation of Dutton. So upon his death, they would forfeit the land. Anyway, so you got to watch it all to keep up with it. So there's multiple spinoffs. There's another one now coming up called 1932 that's going to progress up a little bit further from the 1883, like a generation or two, and give you those people and what they're doing and how they evolved. And then they're also going to do a spinoff with the 4.6s Ranch which is the big ranch down in Texas that they send Jimmy to become a real cowboy. But it's really cool. So it's
Where
going to be cool.
Where does this all lead into Dallas? I'm expecting to lead into Dallas somewhere with Dallas being the original. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing like
Yes.
that. This makes Dallas look like a bunch of pussies.
And Bobby
Hey,
Ewing wakes up
really?
from a dream. I love it.
Speaking of Paramount Plus, is anybody going to watch that Halo TV series? Anybody
Possibly.
into Halo?
A little bit,
Video
not
game?
not as much as I used to. I still play
Oh, wow.
the only video game I play. Nobody else plays. Apparently, I still play Cabal, and
Flight
it's
simulator
it's
game.
kind of like World of Warcraft, but you can play it for free. And it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I used to play Halo, Billy, but I don't think I've ever liked a movie or TV show based off a video game. So I don't hold much hope out.
But here's the thing: is these companies have such a push and such a budget to make these shows now, these original series. So I'm hoping it's good.
Hopefully.
Well, also too, I used to play Battlefield a lot. What else was the Call of Duty? But I just the people that I played with, they were all like, yeah, well, and then because I would always find one or two spots that I never would share with anybody, and so I would always go to those two spots and kill everybody. They stopped inviting me to play.
But here's my example. I never liked the Ninja Turtle movies, but I sure loved playing Ninja Turtle back in the
That
90s.
was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my god. Okay, so Billy, are you now convinced to come out west and visit? That you know for a fact I have a good way for us to get incredible nighttime footage as well as daytime footage here in Seattle and surrounding
Good
areas.
night, everybody. I'm going to
Yes,
run.
I am.
Yes,
I'll see you,
Ron's
Ron.
going to take off,
Good night.
and
Good night,
I
Ron.
need to, and I'll hang around for about 5-10 more minutes, and then I got to give my daughter a shower. But anyway, yes, Angel, did we put a link up for your stuff? Let me get that back up here. Anyway, go ahead, talk.
I got a question for Billy. I think you did a video like a month ago about the DJI Matrice. How
Mhm.
heavy is that thing?
It's heavy,
It
but
looks
it's
heavy.
really fun. It's crazy. It's crazy because just like a lot of these other drones, the weight comes from the batteries. I mean, you put two massive batteries in the back. The drone is heavy. Like you really need to carry it around with two hands. Like it's pretty big. But that drone. I mean, so I had it on loan from DJI to make videos on, and I sent it back. But it almost made me want to go buy one. I was like, this thing is awesome. I gotta
I mean, I saw you carry the thing
Did
out
it
and you put
control?
the batteries in, and I'm like, God damn, this thing
So,
is a tank.
it controlled well, but you could feel the weight. Like when you were flying it and you wanted to stop, like you could feel like it was like
takes a while to come to a stop.
yeah, you
Still
could
some
really
room.
feel the weight, and it was still fairly nimble, like you'd expect the DJI drone to be, like trying to cruise around. But no, I mean having that big drone in the air. Also, it wasn't mine, so I was being a little bit cautious with it.
Is the yaw speed you can reset and
Yeah,
is it as responsive?
yeah, no, it is very responsive. It's just like how any DJI drone flies. Like you go out and you fly your Mavic, expect the same thing. Just imagine it feels a little bit heavier. So it flew really well. And that's what I'd expect. I mean, that's their top of the line drone, which cost a boatload of money. But the big thing about that drone is its redundancy. I mean, that's really what I harped on because
Redundancy.
when you put these drones in the air, there's the possibility it's going to crash down from the sky. Like you don't know, a motor can go or anything can happen. So I mean, really, for any failure point in this drone, it has some sort of redundant option in the background.
Nice cover.
So
Yeah.
so like for example, it has dual IMUs, dual compass. You
a
can
single
have,
motor out won't crash it. Right?
I was gonna get to that at the end, but yeah. So basically, if one motor fails, the drone will go into a controlled spiral, and you can move the drone and safely land it down. Now
That's awesome.
yeah. Now it's like a controlled crash landing, but it's not going to fall on anybody. It's not going to going to like horribly damage the drone. So it's really interesting. I actually had a company reach out about a parachute system that they made for the M300, and I'm like, look, I'll do it if you guys want to send me an M300 to, you know, just let fall from the sky. But other than that, I'm not going to risk this drone.
Turn it
that I
off.
sent.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a parachute test with my Phantom 4 Pro. But you know, that's not an M300. It's not a $7,000 drone. So, but no, I mean, like that drone it's built purely for work, and it can handle almost anything you throw at it. It's got a really cool feature where it kind of takes the panorama shooting mode and it uses the zoom camera, which has like a 200 times zoom. Some of it is digital, but basically imagine if you're looking at a cell phone tower, you can then break that cell phone tower up into, say, 16 different sections, and the zoom camera all the way zoomed in will shoot 16 different photos and stitch all of that together. So you could have a whole cell phone tower shot in an image that's like 32,000 pixels by 60,000 pixels or something ridiculous like that. So you could zoom in and literally see the individual connection points of wires plugged into some of the different modules. And
inspections for it.
Yeah. You could see the screws on there. You could literally see if it was a Phillips head screw or if it was like a flathead screw. Like it was that detailed. So really impressive stuff.
Amazing.
And that's why, like, I think that they need to take a lot of the stuff that drone has and put it into an Inspire 3. I mean, that drone has a total of 24 sensors. It has 2 sensors on every single, or 4 sensors on every side. There are 2 infrared sensors and 2 like traditional obstacle avoidance vision cameras. So like those sensors, I mean, that drone is tough to crash because it has a massive bubble around it and it's always looking around. So.
Well, yeah, obviously, if that investment, you don't want to buy a couple a week, you know.
Yeah, it's a cool drone.
Cool.
Thank you for answering. Yeah,
so
I enjoyed the video. I was like, man,
thank you.
In the sky.
Yeah, it's crazy. It sounds like a plane when it's passing over. It's like.
I like the fact that kind of like controlled crash, like a helicopter goes in like a roto spin. It's kind of doing something like that.
If you can look up a video of it, and there's a couple videos online of it doing it, and like it's really crazy how it spins around super fast, and it's a controlled fall basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it. You mean? I agree with him. What am I supposed to say?
I was just having fun in the chat, and then Chris was asking if my gamer tag was in reference to a band, and I was, yes, you are correct. That's what it's in reference to. So yes.
Long live the Grateful Dead.
Yes. And I got to see Jerry when Jerry was still Jerry and not a ghost.
Me too.
That was
72. Champaign, Illinois was my first show.
I got kicked out of Canada once going to see him too.
Here, check this out. I wonder. I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Oh, he's gonna show us the Mini 3. All right, we hung around long enough.
Ready?
Here we go. Yes, here it is. Ready? Dun dun dun.
Can you see my screen? You see it?
Okay. Shit. Wow, it's bigger than I thought.
So here's the M300. This is the controlled. So the one motor goes out, and it spins, and you see it. It almost catches itself.
And
it's actually,
you can control it.
Yeah, look, it's actually like literally hovering, and you can control it down to the ground.
Whoa!
Oh my god, that is ridiculously cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
For that kind of money, it's nice that it lands sort of like only.
You're
not going to be
okay.
You're not buying every part on it. You know?
I mean, really, the only thing that you'd have to worry about in that scenario is probably the camera. You know, just being suspended underneath.
Which way is it going to be crash? Yeah.
It's going to land on it's going to land with its landing gear down. So hopefully that landing gear will, but what's good about the landing gear is it's not affixed to the drone. It literally unscrews. So if you broke a piece of the landing gear, you could probably buy a piece, for fairly inexpensive, which is nice.
That is cool.
And
it's modular.
The charger for it is literally a case on wheels. You can fit 8 batteries inside. So here, let me see if I can pull it up.
I can only imagine because I think the Mavic 3. I think I paid $329.
Your firstborn grandchild will do.
I think.
Oh, did anybody notice how much the reward for Billy was on the wanted poster?
I didn't see
Is
it.
it 100 million?
I wanted to make sure it was excessively high so we could all afford the next DJI drone. It's $1 billion.
Nice. $1 billion bill.
They don't
I
have
thought
any
that-
pictures.
That's okay. Jeff Bezos can pay it in a day.
Maybe a couple hours, Wick. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hey, did you guys see that Amazon stock is splitting?
Wow.
Nice.
No.
If anybody
Yeah.
cares.
Oh,
I was never
That is a
smart enough
big
to
deal.
buy it.
yeah.
How? Yeah. Did you take a bath on Bitcoin anytime recently?
I just had to buy some. I just had to buy some more to get my my cost down.
There you go.
Get your cost. Yeah, it was cheap, man.
Time
You had
to
to jump
buy.
on it, man.
Yeah, it's time to buy.
Okay,
Here's
here's a unique subject. When I've got like, okay, I should be going already, but Erica will be mad at me. I know. Anyway, what about NFTs? And I was talking to you about this the other day, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. You know, so I like the concept of it, but I feel like the community surrounding it is super like cringy, and I don't know, like.
I just want to sell something for like $4 or $5 grand and just bail out. Man.
Look, that's what everybody wants to do. I mean, you know, I figured like leveraging my YouTube channel, I could try to sell some, but it totally, you need to like grow within the NFT community individually, other than outside of like what you're already
that's the whole-
doing.
Right, but I make such weird shit to begin with. Something might
look,
hit.
I mean, I posted up some photos taken of New York City skyline with the 9/11 tribute lights, and I literally was like, look, any profit from this is going to be donated to like the WFFF, the World Firefighters Founder Association, something like that. I didn't sell a single one. So I mean, it's just it's such a different world, and I know that people are making a lot of money on it, but I'm just it's not for me.
It's like super goofy, weird shit, like contrasting cartoon pictures and like I said, neon type crazy shit. That's why I'm thinking I might have a chance. If I can sell something for $20 or $30, the whole point is you're as the creator still maintain ownership and what you do with it, but they kind of have like the digital ownership in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, and you can actually set it up so that whenever it's resold, you then also get a royalty. So like these people that continue to resell these NFTs, like the original owner, because it's all digital and it's tracked, has put a contract that goes in line with the NFT so that when it's sold, like he'd get 5% of the sale price for the lifetime forever.
Yeah, that's what crypto is saying, the exact same thing. But the cool thing about it is an NFT can be so many different things.
Yeah, it's really
yeah.
And honestly, the weirder it is, the better it is.
Yeah, it's just some kind of fucked up
That's what
digital
I'm
idea. Yeah, and you can sell like you can be in the shower, man, and you go, "Oh, fuck, a new NFT."
Yeah,
I mean, literally, it's gonna be that's what's gonna be happening. You know, anyway, okay, so we're really, really way out there. So, and I need to give Erica a shower because she's already paced up and down the hall 3 times already. She stopped once at the door, she's like, okay, do I need to start cleaning the floor, Dad, so that you'll understand it's time for my shower? But with all that being said, before I do the final run, let everybody say I had uploaded this, and we are actually, for sure, going to do this next week. Okay, guys, here on the panel, hold your ears. It might get a little loud. Yes, that's right. For sure. Next week we're going to do some
You
more.
owe me a set of speakers.
No,
How about my ears?
That was and I
What?
did give you a disclaimer before we started.
Didn't seem that loud.
I backed up.
I can play it back on video if you want. Anyway, With that being said, that's what we're going to be doing next week. We're going to be support your local drone channel, where we try to get the little channels that are just starting, and you know what a big struggle it is, and we're going to try to show off your channels and get more interested in them. That's kind of, we started Angel out that kind of way too, and I'm sure after I just sent him a message, he'll check that out again and think, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll go to Seattle now and actually fly a drone just to get him off my ass.
You should.
You should. You damn well should. You know you fucking should. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to throw it around the room. I'm going to start with Mr. Chuck.
Really now?
Yes.
Thanks for having me on, Bill. Billy, good to see you. Good to see everybody in the panel and in the chat. Wow, the chat's been pretty busy tonight. So, and
Chat's been fucking awesome.
I tried not to bitch too much about Mavic 3 this time because Bill's on, but I do need the GPS issue solved, and I don't think I have a hardware issue. So everybody pray for me in that regard. And
Praying for you.
Watch more Covaction.
And who you want to throw it
to? Bob.
Oh, I was right the first time. Damn it.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate being on. We're putting together this community of old farts, and I'm one of the people that need help with subscriptions here. So I'm enjoying this and enjoying learning the ins and outs of being on YouTube and having this group growing at about 100 people a day here. So pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. I'll see everybody. I'm coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup, and I look forward to meeting a lot of you there. Talk to you later.
And who would you throw it to next?
Brian.
Nice.
Bill, thanks for having me on. Billy, it was good seeing you, man. I always learn a little bit whenever you're around.
Yeah, thanks. Good seeing you too.
So it's always a pleasure whenever you come on.
Are you implying you lose IQ points when you're on the show with me?
Just a lot, but it's expected.
It's like drinking, right, Brian?
Yeah.
I'm a hard habit to break.
I'm not going to sit here and knock Angel, but y'all need to go to my channel and check out the Air 2S night flights. I'm loving that bird.
The Air 2S is so good.
That bird.
Who you throw
They're
it to?
excellent. I've watched every one of them,
Billy?
Brian.
Angel or
They're
Billy?
excellent.
Angel or Billy? Brian.
Angel. Yeah. Billy needs last.
I was right that time.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for having me again, Bill. It's been a pleasure to meet you, Billy. Watched a lot of your videos, so it's pretty cool to chat with you in person. And yes, please come on out to the Pacific Northwest. We got a lot of good stuff out here. And then, we might hit you up if we ever go to the East Coast and do some Philly or Jersey flying or whatever. So
And
I'm all about getting people together and going to fly. I'm having the time of my life. So.
Yeah. Mr. Kyle.
Yeah, you know what? I think Ron's not here, but we should start like a shore drone meetup or something like that because the Jersey Shore is such a good spot to fly.
Ooh, that's not
There's
far
no
from me.
spin up this year.
Really?
Kelly announced it on this show.
He's not
Like
doing
2
it?
weeks ago. No spin up this year.
Ooh,
Why not?
Take the weekend.
He said he just
Billy.
needed a break. He just said he needed a break this time. He had
Yeah.
he'd killed himself for too many years in a row. But he
I can
announced it
understand
on
that.
this show. He announced it on Drone Therapy.
Well, look, I really appreciate you having me on the show, and I'm glad you guys were only asking questions about the Mini 3 because if you were talking about the FPV Mini, then I couldn't talk. So, I'm really glad you guys didn't bring that up. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I think that's going to be my entry.
I was just saying his nerves were stirring. Anyway, yes, I am very grateful to each and every one of you. I appreciate every one of you. I'm glad to have everybody, all you in my life. I love bullshit with y'all about drones and every other crazy thing that goes on in my life, as well as yours too. So please, everybody, make sure to come back and join us next week because we're going to be sharing at least 20 channels that you haven't seen too many times. Well, hopefully we'll get some more subscribers. And I've talked enough. With that being said, live long and prosper. We will see you next week.